Hey guys, welcome to the What Lad podcast, presented to you by Betcha. Here's a little sample of what's to come in this episode. He is the man behind the camera and the laptop, the creative brain of making the Crusaders content some of the best in the world.
You have a lot of self-doubt and a lot of that imposter syndrome of I'm not good at this or I'm not that good. Came in obviously super green in the marketing space, hadn't studied or anything as far as like being involved with this club and the transition into the space full time. It was awesome, man. And about 8 years into my career, I had a really rough year, and I was picking up the camera at this point and doing bits and pieces. But it was just sort of after that I was like, man, I need to sort of move on from this. And I feel like after every one of these incidents, like I say, it's the hardest thing I deal with, but like it's got worse and worse, you know. That was different, when it's personal, and I'd seen so much death as you do in the police, but when it's personal, it sort of hits a bit different.
What a lad, what a lad, what a lad, what an absolute lad.
What lad? Well, today I'm joined by someone who every week may not be the star of the show, but behind the scenes is the man responsible for bringing the stars to life. He is the man behind the camera and the laptop, the creative brain of making the Crusaders content some of the best in the world. From hype reels that give you goosebumps to those behind-the-scenes clips that make you feel a part of the team. He's the digital content lead at the Crusaders, who's had an incredible journey to get to where he is today. He's also a massive lad and one of the greatest roomies ever. It is, of course, the lad himself, Cam McBride. Welcome, mate.
Thank you, bro. Huck you up for the intro, man. That was great.
Mate, that is
Thank
what you
bro.
do. You are a true legend of this club already, and you've only been here for 1 year.
I wouldn't say that, man, but I appreciate the words.
And the other thing, I did say greatest roomie, like you have been my roommate for every success last year. It was getting weird for a while, like how successful we were as a roomie combination.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, it was just the first game, mate. It was just click from there. And looking back, it was we spoke about that over the finals, whether we should get a room somewhere. So we had that luck carry on. But yeah, wifey, no good with that.
Yeah, well, we've both got 4 kids. So.
We do. It's a bit of a tribe between us.
Yeah. Would have been quite a weird conversation. I actually didn't have the convo with my wife, did you?
I put the idea out. I think she laughed and asked me to do the dishes.
We've got 4 kids. There's no way you're going to stay with a random.
Yeah, dream on. Yeah, but that was the reality, though, wasn't it? It was those home finals, and it's like, what are we going to do here?
Yeah.
But the boys took care of it.
They did it without us rooming together.
Good note. Good to know.
But it was your first year in?
First year, man.
What a year. Like,
yeah.
1 from 1. How was it for you coming in?
It was unreal. I don't quite know where to start with that. It's just ticked over a year. Being up here was like a big move personally. Obviously bringing the fam up here and without starting a new career as well. So it was huge. But as far as like being involved with this club and the transition into the space full time, it was awesome, man. And just super grateful that the boys got it done, and it was an unreal year to be a part of.
What's some of the biggest challenges coming in?
Like when I first got here? Well, as I said, like it was a move up from, we were in Timaru, so based down there, and in a completely different role before this. So the challenge was getting up here, me up here, getting wife up here, getting kids up here. Probably all that personal stuff was the biggest, but then prior to this, like I was doing all this stuff myself, me and the camera and at games, sporting events and building sites, the odd wedding, all myself. So I just had to worry about myself and coming in here and like learning the whole marketing scape. My role's based out of the marketing team, so learning that was just massive. And I'm still learning. Like, everyone in the office has been at it for a few years now and either studied it So yeah, that was pretty big.
Yeah, I suppose we need to start at the start for you so that we can work out how you've actually got to where you've got to. So I know you grew up in Auckland, eh?
Grew up in Auckland, man. Born and raised till about 14.
Yeah.
Up there. Mum, dad, 4 younger brothers. Lived in a couple spots in Auckland, but mainly grew up out west.
Yeah.
Langholm. And yeah, did a year at Linfield College, and then Mum and Dad gave us the news we were moving down south. And the year prior to that, we'd done like a big South Island trip in the camper, and Mum and Dad stumbled across Timaru and loved it.
Yeah.
They had ties to, like, my grandma had ties to Timaru, and they looked at house prizes, and it was a bit of a no-brainer, really. It was, I think they got
Get a bit more bang for buck.
Oh man, like, I think the place that Mum and Dad are still at now, when they bought it was like 200,000.
Yeah.
And sold our property up there for just over like $500,000. So like it was like it was a huge move financially. And of course, like being 14, you don't always agree with that, and it was hard. But yeah, looking back now, especially with kids of my own, and it's like, older, you realize why they did it, and the importance of it as well. So
yeah, how hard was that move for you? Like, obviously had a good friend group in Auckland. How hard was it to make friends?
I look back now and I can't really like remember too much of like sulking about it.
Oh yeah,
but it was tough. Like, yeah, a year into high school, you found your rhythm there. Good friend group, and then pulled out into somewhere in the middle of South Island that I'd spent 5 minutes in. And yeah, my school, like, you go for a school, I think I had like 1,500 at Linfield at the time to 500-600. Yeah, man, so big change, eh? The landscape in there.
Yeah, the good side of it would have been you would have been the instant basketball gun at Timaru, were you?
Well, no, that's the thing, man. Like, I didn't even play basketball until I moved down, eh?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Grew up when I was in Auckland, soccer from a young age, and then got right into inline hockey and a bit of ice hockey as well. So that was my game.
True.
And yeah, I guess part of the move down, I was like, oh, South Island's colder. It must be like more accessible playing ice hockey, but not little old Timaru. I think the closest club was in Tekpo, and that was what's it, an hour and a bit? It's over an hour drive, so not too much like different from Mum and Dad taking me from West Auckland over to the North Shore for inline hockey or ice hockey. So yeah, I sort of dropped off playing it, and then wasn't until I like made my crew at school that I got into basketball. So yeah, it's a bit of a shift in sport as well.
And were you loving content or anything at this stage, or was that a little bit later? Were you always creative as a kid?
Creative, like a lot of drawing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, didn't really jump on the camera too much until I guess later in high school. I actually forgot completely about using a camera in high school until a little while ago. But yeah, I was making we'd go to like a school over summer holidays, and I'd make like little highlight clips of the boys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, playing ball and stuff like that. Little dunk pictures. They're terrible. I think.
What were you using? Phones weren't around, were they?
No. It was like Mum and Dad's like old. I can't even remember the name of what brand of camera it was. I think it was a Canon, like some old Canon.
Yeah.
Man. I wish I had that footage though. It'd be pretty cool to have. But yeah, I think there's still a couple vids on YouTube, man. But they're deep away. So. You look at them now; they're posted like 20-something years ago. Bro. It's crazy.
Man, you were ahead of your time though.
Yeah, well, it's funny, man. Like, as I said, like I sort of just remembered a few months ago that I was doing that stuff, and yeah, I look back now and go, man, it would have been nice for someone to go, keep this going, or even like it was before that social media boom, so that wasn't a thing, like putting them on socials really. So well, except for Bebo, I think.
Oh yeah,
Bebo,
you would have had a good account.
Just standard account. So that was the platform back then, eh? Yeah,
far out. Bebo, that's a throwback.
Yeah,
bring back Bebo. What happened to it?
Man, I don't know. I guess Facebook, eh?
Yeah,
held
took
it off.
over.
Bebo and MySpace.
So then what was your pathway out of school?
Out of school, I wasn't like super locked on what I wanted to do. I wanted to stay around sport. I knew that, so I went down to Dunedin to the Institute of Sport down there, which is through the Polytech.
Were you still playing ball at this point?
Yeah, played ball all through high school, and moved down to Dunedin. It was actually my high school coach who said, I've got a room down there, come down. I was like, I'll look at some courses, and a couple of the boys went to the Institute of Sport as well, so I was like, I'll go and do that as well. And that was diploma in sporting performance, so it was like I think it was mainly a pathway for athletes coming out of high school that wanted to pursue like professional sports.
And was that you at the time, basketball?
No, it was a bit of a dream, really.
Yeah.
I think in those especially that last year of high school, you're like, I haven't got what it takes. I think we've talked about it before. Like, man, I remember a tournament we came up to, and last year we came up to Christchurch, and they would just get smoked. Like, the talent up here, dudes just dunking on us.
Just when reality hits, eh?
Yeah, that was like,
I'm going to be a pro baller.
You need to reassess what you're going to do.
Can't jump, shoot.
Nah. Yeah, so after that, like, I still loved it, and still played. I guess I sort of dropped off playing properly maybe a couple of years ago, but I still jump in men's teams and stuff.
Yeah. Did you get close to the NBL, the National League? Nah.
I did. I think I did one trial with the Targa Nuggets, but again, that was just a bit of a dream, eh?
Yeah.
Especially some of the talent down there. Yeah, the first year I went down there, one of the guys I was flirting with got me along to the trial for an under 21 team.
Oh yeah,
and those boys were crazy, man. I remember that first training. I was like, I'm not built for this. They're just different, eh? And all those guys went on to play national and that sort of stuff. So you get hit with it later. You're like, I need to look at something else.
So what did you go down? What was the pathway you took?
So I did at the Institute of Sport. Was there for 2 years. It was awesome, man. Got heaps of knowledge around training and everything based around sport. But one of the papers we did was a sports massage paper.
Oh yeah.
And loved that, and saw it as another way to again stay in sport and around fitness. So I went and did that for following 2 years, eh?
Full-time masseuse.
Yeah.
There we go. You've kept that quiet.
I did. Yeah. Extremely quiet, man. Yeah. No, I think it was I can't remember if it was my first, maybe my second year. Halfway through, I got a job at a gym. And that gym, sponsored a few of the teams. So it was quite cool. I worked with the Nuggets and the Southern Steel as well. And then just sort of had a clinic out of there. So it was standard gym goers and everyday people that wanted to come in and get a massage. So it was a massive mix, but I definitely loved the sports side of it.
That's cool. What type of masseuse were you? Were you a firm pressure? Were you a convo guy? Like, talk me through your masseuse process.
Yeah, I think you've got to go off the person you're working with, right?
Yeah.
If they want to have a yarn and you go for it.
Yeah.
There's people that'll just zone out and go to sleep. You hear them snoring, man. So sort of depends.
You won't wake them up for a convo.
No, keep it quiet. Eh?
What about the pressure side of it? Do you just sort of judge on sort of what they look like?
Yeah. Again, you just work with it. The first few minutes of the massage, I guess, for a standard one, you're asking people what sort of pressure they want, or if they've got an injury, what are they trying to fix, or tightness and stuff. So you just go with it from there and use what you need to use, I suppose. Yeah.
Do you miss it? Because obviously there'd be a lot of boys here lining up now that they know that you're a qualified masseuse.
Nah, man. So just maybe we cut this. It was cool. I guess.
Hey, roomie, actually.
I think people already suss over our rooming. So, mate, if we throw massages in there, can you imagine that awkward knock at the door? One of the boys wants to chat to Jimmy, and
I'm getting a massage. Sorry, mate.
Oh, bro. Yeah, we'll keep that close. But no, I sort of stepped out of it because, I don't think I could. I didn't want to do it full time. I thought I did, but it was a lot. doing 6 hours there a day. It was pretty taxing on the body, eh? And I remember, I used to get like dry needling done in my forearms just to keep them loose.
Oh, true.
Go see the physio weekly to get them loose.
Oh, yeah. Is
I
that
guess-
where you felt it the most, the forearms?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Thumbs? Nah, not so much.
a little bit, but yeah, it was mainly the forearms.
All right.
Yeah.
So then you leave masseuse and
Yeah.
is that when you go become a cop?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I guess when I had that realization of I didn't want to do this full time, I was sort of looking at other options. And one of the guys I played basketball with in Dunedin, he was in the police, and every year there's a Australasian police basketball tournament.
Oh, yeah.
And that year it was in Dunedin. It travels around New Zealand and Australia. So he asked me to come along and do the rub downs for that. And man, he just talking about police the whole time, and the fact they were playing ball once a year for an international tournament and then a national one as well. I was like,
that was enough.
Yeah, that's enough. Get me up there, eh? So yeah, man, I sort of hit the application from there, and I think it was about a year after that I got in. I moved back up to Timaru and worked at the council like pool and gym up there just to have something ticking over while I was going through the application. And
is that when you were a lifeguard?
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I was the lifeguard for about a year.
How was that job? Easier on the forearms.
Yeah, definitely. Probably not on the mentals though. It's a lot of
concentration.
Watching the water, but yes, it's one of those things you got to be locked in still.
Yeah. Was it a busy pool?
Pretty busy. It's the only like indoor facility down there.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, during the working hours during the week, it was pretty quiet. You just have the standard people that come through every day, but weekends were hectic.
Did you have any saves or any moments?
I had one save where I had to jump in for a young fella.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. First thing I had was like a broomstick you hold out, and he wasn't quite making it, so I just jumped in to grab him out. Not even a thank you, but part of the job. So yeah, only one in my time there, thankfully, I guess. But yeah, I remember after like getting into the police from there, must have been only like 6 or so months after I was back on the street there, and remember heading back to the pool for a save, for a guy who went under, and he was under for like a minute and a half before he got pulled out.
Oh, true.
And survived. So, we went there too.
Where was the lifeguard that day?
He was there. They were sort of having a yarn and missed it. I guess in the lanes, like you got people in the lanes, and especially when the good swimmers are in, or every day, you're like, nah, they're sweet. But I guess this one time they sort of like didn't check, and the guy he must have been in his 50s. He just went under, and
far out.
Yeah, we watched the CCTV. It's pretty crazy, and they managed to get him out, and he's still kicking to this day. So yeah, pretty crazy.
That is crazy.
Other end of it. Yeah.
And did you have family at this point when you moved to the police?
Yeah, we had Ayers, who was 2 when I went up to the police. So police college was 6 months, pretty much
away from the family.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, so did 6 months up there, and then back to Timaru.
How hard was that?
It was tough. Like, especially for Amanda, my wife now.
Yeah.
So doing the grind on her own, but she was living with my parents at the time, so got a lot of help. But for me, I guess when you're up there, you're just in it, and time's sort of going so fast. But for your people back home, they're sort of missing you and waiting on you, and their daily life's the same. So
when you came back, did your child not have any resentment towards you or anything like that?
He was excited. We got home for a few visits throughout the time up there. They're pretty good at sending you home if you need to and that. So that's good.
Oh yeah. So and then once you're into it, how do you start off as a policeman?
Yeah. It's different for every city. I think bigger cities, they put you on traffic for like 6 to 8 weeks or something first, just to get like into the swing of things. But again, going back to Timaru, like it's a smaller place, so you just on frontline. There's a traffic section, but because of the staffing, they throw you on section pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And you start off with as a probation constable, 2 years, doing do that for 2 years, ticking off like unit standards and I guess tasks to, you got to take off like a crash and sudden death attendance and all that sort of stuff to show you're capable of doing it. And then after that, you're a constable. And then it's sort of up to you where you want to take it from there.
Did you know what you're getting into going into the police?
Yes and no. Like, I don't think it can prepare you for everything you deal with there. But you leading into it, you go on a few ride-alongs and get the general gist. But there's certain aspects of it you're like, there's nothing else in the world that can prepare you for what you see and what you deal with. People's hardships and it's pretty full on, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were they? What were some of the hard moments for you? I know you had a bit of a journey in it, eh?
Yeah, man. I think about 5-6 years in, I became sergeant. I worked frontline the whole time, and I love frontline. I love the team aspect, the adrenaline, going to jobs. Sitting at a desk wasn't really what I wanted to do or why I joined. But yeah, about 6 years in, leadership role and became a sergeant in a group, which was really cool. Had great people around me most of the time, and that was so much fun. And then a couple of years in to that, so I was about 8 years into my career. Had a really rough year, and I was picking up the camera at this point and doing bits and pieces. But it was sort of after that I was like, man, I need to sort of move on from this and find something else.
Were you picking up the camera to move on? Were you thinking you wanted a different career path or not really?
Not initially, No. Like, it was about 5 years in. How it started was I was at a mate's wedding and they had a photographer and a videographer for them. But just for me and the boys, like I just had my phone and just filmed like what we got up to the few days. It was in up at Mount Maunganui. So I made a little like video of that and just loved it from there, eh? On the plane ride home, my wife said, you should get a camera and like start doing this properly. And from there it was just, got home, got a camera and sort of snowballed from there, man.
That's cool. Yeah. And that was just a hobby?
It was just a hobby, It was always this hobby. Again, like love sport, love photography, and I was loving content, always on watching like short sports documentaries like ESPN 30 for 30s and I think it was slowly picking up over here, and then you're getting more docos around footy and stuff here. But yeah, man, just love being on camera. And again, just saw it. I was like, this is a cool way to go shoot sports. And I was doing local rugby at first. Shout out to Clint Austin, who he's at NZR now, but he was at South Community Rugby, and he got me with the Heartland team there. They weren't doing anything, so content-wise, so I got in there and did some stuff for them, which was awesome. And that was a bit of a gateway into rugby, but aside from that, I was shooting everything I could, as I said before, like little small weddings, building sites, real estate, and sport was the big one though. Came up here quite often for Canterbury Rams or Dunedin for the Nuggets. Got a Breakers game in, so it just sort of snowballed after year, and I was doing more and more of it, and people start asking wanting to give you money to come and shoot stuff, and I was like, that was probably the light bulb. You're like, this would be a nice little side hustle.
So you were just doing that for free for most of the time, 3-4 years.
Yeah, and I think it's important as well to
learn the
craft, and I guess I felt bad to charge people for what I was doing. Like, it's sort of one of those things you're like, my work's not that good. I'm not going to give you charge you for it. But I think again, like shooting a range of stuff as well helps your eye and connect with people and stuff. So
man, that's cool.
Yeah.
So then, when you left, why did you leave the police? And then, like, you spoke about that year. Talk me through that year of hardship.
Yeah, man. So I guess through policing, you deal with all sorts, and I mentioned sudden deaths before. Police are first to those and investigate whether it needs to go further, and you go to fatal crashes, and that stuff's always hard, but you always find a way through, and you got good people around you, and if there's something you particularly struggle with, there's processes that the police put in place to help you through it.
How were you when you saw your first one of those? Was it quite a
I guess
emotional, sensitive time, or
I don't know.
cold to it?
I don't know if lucky was the word, but like luckily for me, my first one was just an older guy who had time was up basically, and neighbours hadn't heard from him, and we had to kick the door in to see if he was there. So it wasn't, I guess, on the higher end of like holy shit. Yeah. So it was a nice way in, but there's always like a first, like your first car crash, your first suicide, and yeah, I think you learn every time. Like it's tough, but you get through it. Yeah.
And you had a tough one with your friend's son, was that?
Well, first year that year I was about 8 years in, and this sort of got the ball rolling, I guess, on me leaving. My friend Tavita passed away in Wellington, suicide one night.
Your friend did, yeah.
And yeah, I just remember sitting on the couch one night and got a call from like a friend of his who I'd met but wasn't super close with. And she had told me what happened, and yeah, that was different, when it's personal, and I'd seen so much death as you do in the police, but when it's personal, it sort of hits a bit different. I was supposed to be working that night, but I just had leave, and we had to get the message to his mum. So his mum was still in Timaru, so I went round with a friend and told her, and went through that process. And yeah, man, his family dynamics were not the strongest. So between me and a few friends, we planned everything that following week, like funeral, helping him get back down here from Wellington, organised everything, man. So it was a tough week, one of the toughest weeks I've had to deal with in the job, not on the job, but while I was in the police. And yeah, I mean, prior to that, a few years before that, I'd had a friend pass away in a car accident. Yeah, again, that was probably the first one I was like, and this actually happens to people, you know. And being in a small town, like, yeah, you're bound to come across it and deal with people, whether it's something minor or a death that you know. So I guess that's the risk of working where you grew up as well. So yeah, that was a rough week, man. Learned a lot about myself and yeah, my friends around that day.
How did you handle it? How did you handle the grieving side of it?
I think that week leading up to his funeral, like you didn't stop. Like you just sort of keep going and
busy, distracted.
It wasn't until that following week, actually the day of the funeral, I was like, I can't do this. I was supposed to stand up and talk. And I just couldn't do it. And yeah, following that, I think I had a few weeks off after that. I was just pretty like mentally cooked from it. Yeah, that was real tough, man. Yeah. And then yeah, for that year, adding to that, a couple months after that, there was that accident with the 5 teens who died in a car accident, and one of my best friends' son was in the car and passed away. And I was working that night as well, so I went round and told him what had happened, and it's hard to like. I feel like after every one of these incidents, like I say, it's the hardest thing I deal with, but it like it's got worse and worse. You know, I was still grieving and dealing with the death of a good friend, and had to go and now deliver that news to another friend and help them through that process. And you know, I knew the young man Nico growing up as well, so it was really hard to go through that, and you go through that grief again and taking time off. I think at this point, like I'd got some support through the police, like went and spoke to a counsellor. She was great, but just started that process of opening up and trying to get some help through it, navigating these things that hit you personally.
Yeah, like what would it look like for you? Like when you were at home, would your wife say that you were struggling, or what did that look like? What did the struggle look like?
Yeah, I think like it was just that zoned out stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Not wanting to do anything, like
Yeah.
things that I enjoyed. Like I was like, oh, I don't feel like doing any of this stuff anymore. Yeah, it was hard to concentrate at work, I guess, as
Yeah.
well, and deal with. I can remember not long after that, we had another sudden death at work, and I just couldn't do it. And I
Yeah.
was the sergeant. I was supposed to be there, like leading a crew, and thankfully I had some great senior staff that I said to them like, "You're gonna have to do this one," and yeah, that was probably tough, eh?
Man,
Yeah.
you don't realise how much death there is, eh? when you're
Man,
at-
yeah, that's a lot, man. And sometimes you can go months without it in the police. Like you don't see a single death, and then like
Yeah.
1 week you might have 3 in like a block of shifts. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it can just be waves, eh?
Yeah. And then you have a one which is probably the toughest of them all.
Yeah. Following that, a month later. So this
Was it a month later?
yeah, man. So this is like a 4 months stint. A month later, there was the South African woman that murdered her children, and we were working that night again. Call came in after we just started our shift, and we were the first ones there, and that just dealing with that as well, like that again. It was this time it was kids, and you're trying to navigate something new, just different, man. Hard, real hard. And that was the, I guess if you want to put like the straw on the camel's back. I was like,
Done.
I'm done with this. Yeah, there's more to life, eh?
All right.
Yeah, that one. I took quite a bit of time off after that, and I think
So was she like what actually happened? Was she alive when you turned up?
she was. Yeah.
And just what normal, pretending like nothing had happened?
Nah, she. Yeah, I actually don't know how much. I guess I can talk about it because it's done with now. But yeah, I mean, we turned up to the house, and just a pretty standard neighborhood. And I remember like between me and another guy, we were sort of the first ones into the property, and you walk into the house, and like there's a lot of triggers. Like you see kids' shoes at the door, YouTube songs playing on the TV, toys around. It just looks like a standard house, and
Yeah.
you go down the hall and have to witness like the 3 kids there. It's I can't explain it, man.
Yeah.
Some people can like see it and work, and obviously like we did our job that night and did it really well. Really proud of like everyone that was involved in that whole situation, because nothing had really happened like that in Timaru in a long time, and especially children. Like
Yeah.
it's a different beast, man, when it's not adults, eh?
Mm.
And yeah, the mother was there, and she had taken some stuff, and we, you still have a duty of care to look after that person as well, even knowing or having that, I guess not actually known, but having that knowledge of this person's done this. It's another tough thing to go through. But yeah, she was there, and didn't see much of her. I had another couple staff look after her while we dealt with the scene and things like that. So yeah, that one hit different as far as grief and stuff, because it was
Yeah.
like I had young kids at the
I was
time,
gonna say, yeah.
and just as I said, like the shoes, the same size as the ones your kids wear, the YouTube that your kids watch as well, all the songs your kids listen to playing. There's all these different things, that little triggers, eh? And yeah, I was pretty gone after that, man. Like having kids and putting them to sleep at night and checking on them dozens of times a night to make
true.
sure if they're still there. And it seems stupid, eh? But like what it does to you is this, really rocked me. And really thankful for like the counselling and stuff that I got, because it got me through it.
Yeah.
They give you really good tools of how to deal with all these different thoughts you have, and how the grief might affect you in different ways.
Yeah. Far out. So is that
Mm.
like PST or
PTSD.
PTSD?
Yeah, I never got like, I guess, diagnosed with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably the closest thing to it I could
What
say.
are you seeing, like just getting these images which you can't get out of your head?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, you just, that whole scene, I can still like photographically remember that whole house,
It's
those
niggly.
few hours tonight. You know, I don't think about it as much now.
Yeah.
And I put a lot of it to bed, and I'm okay to talk about it. But yeah, for a while there, for months, it was like constant, like in my head, waking up at night, and yeah, hard. And
what's the time frame of that till you feel like you can live a normal life again?
yeah, I guess like I took a few weeks off. It was probably closer to a month, and you're back at work, so you're keeping busy, and I guess you're living a normal life, but it's the stuff no one else sees, like going to bed at night and waking up. I remember dealing with chronic headaches for ages, like just come on, like, and I remember going to the doctor one day, just like in absolute agony, like just begging for more, it's just for something to fix it. And yeah, I think it all came down to stress and grief for that, yeah. But it was, I think about 5 months later, I got moved into liquor licensing, so 8 till 4 at a desk, still out and about every now and then, but just away from the 111 calls and stuff.
Yeah.
So
that would have been a relief.
that was a relief, yeah. It was good. It's what I needed. Yeah, the boss is saying, like, you need a break. You've done this for 8 years now, so as far as, like, being on frontline, so go and have a break and go and do something a bit different, and yeah, that saved my career, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
For a couple extra years, prolonged it.
So it was 2 more years in the police till you ended up becoming full-time photography.
Yeah. So yeah, that 2 years again was good. It was 8 till 4. So it wasn't shifts. Still like plenty of work to do, but had that time like outside of work, and you know, you're now in a normal sleeping routine and stuff. So everything started falling back into place properly. And at that point, yeah, man, like the camera work was just picking up massively.
How did you find time for it? Obviously 4 kids, working as a full-time policeman and trying to build this craft that you're obviously putting a lot of time into, and it is a time-consuming role.
Yeah. Yeah, just, I guess, passion, A lot of passion for it. Just loved every minute of being on a camera. I just love creating, love capturing moments. And it was a lot of late nights during that time. And in that role of liquor licensing, like, it was sort of, the role was me, and I could take leave whenever. So as long as I had annual leave or whatever, I could take time off. So I'd spend a lot of time taking leave to go and shoot, really. And just, continue to grow and grow and grow and shoot more and more during that time. So that was probably the beauty of that role as well, eh?
When did you think that could become a full-time job? Was it that first time you got paid, or was it?
Probably not the first time I got paid, but I guess when people want you back and you're like, okay, you know, a lot of, you have a lot of self-doubt and a lot of that imposter syndrome of, I'm not good at this, or I'm not that good.
Yeah.
But when people want you back, and you know, at one point there, I like went up to do some work with the Chiefs as well, and that's pretty cool when you say, I think I could do this. But yeah, time wasn't my friend, as you said. Like 4 kids, you know, you're doing the 8 to 4, and then you're doing the 4 to 8 at home, man. So it was always family first, and very grateful to the wife for letting me allowing me to go on shoot stuff after work and on weekends. She knew that I loved it, and she was obviously there with me through the whole police process and that whole shitty year I had. So to see me enjoying something, she was just behind me 100%. So
how cool is that?
That was awesome, man.
So how do you get this job?
This job came up, I was coming up because the liquor licensing role was 2 years. So I was coming up to the end of that. So I was going to be back on the street. And we went over to Fiji in June. And this job actually came up on Seek. Prior to that, I seen saw that Jack had left, so I was following Jack Grant, who's at the All Blacks now. I was following him at the time, so I saw he left, and I was like, I wonder if something will come up here, because I was, it was during that time I was like, man, I could do something here.
Yeah.
If the right role came up. I didn't want to go and shoot real estate full time, because that's not where I wanted to be. I wanted to be somewhere really creative and different. So I saw it came up, and while we're in Fiji, it was advertised on Seek, and spoke to Mans about it. I was like, I'm going to give it a crack, and put together a nice little portfolio of everything I'd done. Did a sit down to camera, like looking at the camera piece as well. Like, I'm not really comfortable with that, but just wanted to make it a bit different, and man, managed to crack it.
Oh, that's cool. What's involved in that interview?
First part was portfolio, CV obviously. But as I said, I did the sit down to camera. Just I think it was only about a minute long. Like, hey, I'm Cam. This is what I do. This is why I'd love to come and join the Crusaders. And the guys are saying like no one else had done that, so it was a point of difference, which makes you stand out. Yeah. Little phone call from there, and then there was like a task as well we had to do. So we had, I think it was about 48 hours, like one weekend, to put together a 30-second reel and like a 6-second hype video.
Oh yeah.
So do that, and then there was a written part of it as well. So there's a few tasks we had to tick off.
So you were never in person with anyone?
Not at that point. And then following that was tour of Rugby Park and walk around here and sit down.
And had you got the job by then?
Nah, not yet. Not until after that. Yeah.
Man, you must have nailed that reel. Well, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but. I got some good feedback from it, and it was after that I was like, oh man, I'm in with a shot here. I got it done quick, and was told it was the best quality as well. So I was like,
music to your ears.
How good. There's one down. And then I'm trying to remember if I came in for the interview first or if there was another task. I think it was the interview, or come in here for a look around, did an online interview with the team. And yeah, man. And then there was a written task that we had to do as well, planning the Hall of Fame event and how you would produce content and what it might look like.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was following that. That was on a Thursday. I was actually in Australia. And then the Monday, it was like my first day back on the street on frontline, and got a call at 3:30. You got the job.
Oh,
yeah. So it was a crazy time, man. It was about a month's worth of doing things and waiting, but
worth it.
Just grateful, man.
Yeah, because it would have been a lot of people go for that. It's a highly sought after job, and everyone sort of rates himself as a content creator these days because there's so many tools and stuff you can do on the phone and stuff.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. I feel like Hale said it was around 100,
Oh, yeah.
For it, but yeah, not sure, man.
Well, you're the best.
On top. How good.
And then when you come in, what is that like? Obviously, you mentioned Jack Grant before. Many would regard him as the GOAT in the space.
Yeah.
Coming in, having to keep up with his content, or I guess how you're feeling posting your first post, or what is it? Is there a bit, you mentioned imposter syndrome before. Is there a fair bit of that going on? Heck
yeah. And I had to snap out of it, because it's like, you're here for a reason. You've been hired for a reason, so just get on with it. But it was like that for a little while. Came in, obviously super green in the marketing space, hadn't studied or anything. And I remember the first few days, in the first couple of days, we had a meeting like in the marketing partnerships team, and one of the girls that did something really well, and everyone started clapping. I was like, what's going on here? Why is everyone so happy and positive? Because as fun as the police can be politically, and it can be pretty negative.
Yeah.
And even if you do something that's good, they'll be like, well, what about this?
Yeah.
Why haven't you done that? So to see people being celebrated for things, I was like, this is a cool environment. And coming in, first post, I can't remember what it was. I remember my first,
surely.
my first video piece was with Jock, actually. They'd shot it previously, but I put together the video and put that out. So that was huge. announce.
Good way to get started. Anything
Yeah.
with James O'Connor seemed to go viral.
Yeah, well, that's one thing, man. I think we spoke about it over the year. Like, you put Jock in like the first picture on a carousel, or you start with him on the frame of the video. Like the content just went up.
Yeah.
The views went up. He had that effect. So yeah, that was my first piece. But it took a long time, man. Being in marketing meetings and trying to like Googling little acronyms they were using. I had no idea, man. But yeah, again, hired for a reason, man. Hired for being a good person, and obviously saw some talent there. So yeah, a lot of learnings there.
Man, but have you delivered or
Mm.
what? Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And then when are you starting to feel confident? Like when are you starting to feel like, man, I'm up to this level, when you start taking that content to a whole new level?
Yeah, I guess it's time. It's just time thing.
Yeah.
Like everything, obviously this year was the first preseason, first game, first away trip. So it was just time, and I knew that coming in. My goal wasn't to come in like reinvent the wheel or like expect to see everything skyrocket. I really wanted to come in, just get to know the boys, and make sure that the trust and the relationship grew there first. Because if there's one thing I learned over the years, it's like if you get that nailed, like the content will take care of itself. And if we skip forward, man, you can see it, like the boys being more confident and happy to be around the camera, and you get that relationship where you can ask them to, I need to shoot this piece of clothing or whatever it is for the Crusaders, that you get a relationship where they trust what you're doing and that you're going to, put them in the right light, then you're away. And that was a big thing, yeah.
Yeah, how do you get that trust? Is it as simple as that? Just
I don't think it's a simple thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've met a lot of good people in the space, and as far as content and photography and videography, but you can, you hear stories about other people who are whatever, talking too much, or they're in it for the wrong reasons, and you just don't get that tightness and that relationship and trust with who you're shooting. So it's a really important thing, and it is just time, being around them and showing that you're there for them and not for anything else.
Yeah. And you picked up that trust super quick, obviously first year in, but managed to pick up, I'd say 99% of their trust straight away.
Yeah, well, I guess like being a bit older as well, it's definitely like a young man's game, this, I think, just the amount of time you have to put in and flexibility. But again, like shout out to my wife, holds it down, allows me to come and do this job and go away. But it's a lot of time, eh? Yeah.
Toughest challenges? Is that time? What else is there?
Yeah. You like you mentioned before, like how you do this hobby thing, there's still late nights. It's really like shooting and getting what I need to get and not hanging around for any more.
Yeah.
And just being really like sharp with everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
Got a great team down there in the office, man. The whole marketing team's just awesome. I couldn't have got to here without them allowing me to, do school pickup still and not be here for this event. Very thankful for them. Obviously, like the guys when I came in, like Callum and Talia, helping out heaps in content space. Just really like having flexibility and anything I need, like help with anything. They were just there to shoot ideas off, even. Like it was just awesome. Yeah,
it's cool because you mentioned giving yourself sort of boundaries on time and content and stuff, because it literally is like an endless job, content. Like you can just keep creating more content. It never really stops. So you got to put those boundaries in yourself.
You do, yeah. And I mean, you'll know it, like even when we're on the road, like I guess people sort of think, feed up and chilling, man. Like
take a few photos on the game. And
man, like I'm, you're taking shots of the boys at the airport, then you're on the laptop.
Yeah.
I'm on the laptop on the plane. We get to hotel, I'm on the laptop. The next day, boys start doing stuff, but you're shooting. And then constantly like editing, man. Like it's not just feed up. And as you said, man, you could just keep going. There's always something else to prepare or like edit or put together. So it's a non-stop, non-stop gig.
Yeah, how do you balance that in terms of, I guess, the perfect content compared to just getting content out there? Because sometimes you could spend hours on a little 30-second reel, but you might just want to get more efficient on it. So what's the balance there?
Yeah, it's a fine balance, eh? And so you obviously got to be sharp at what you're doing and comfortable when you're editing suites, but it's picking what you need to put up as well. Like,
Yeah,
throughout the week of training, I'll look ahead at what's coming up. I'm going to do photos for this. I'm going to do a little video here. Scheduling posts. There's always little things you can do to help. And I guess now with AI as well, like I haven't like fully locked in a new workflow with that, but there's some I saw an app the other day where you can like mount your phone to the top of the camera, take photos, and it automatically like puts all your presets and everything, face recognition for players.
sure.
So, you don't have to go and sort stuff out later. So yeah, it's finding a right workflow, what you need to put up versus what you want. You look over at the NBA and NFL and some of those productions and stuff they put together, but you have to remember that you don't have that budget, you don't have that team of shooters, you don't have that team of editors. So
How
it's
big
just
would
me.
how big would an NBA content team be?
Man, I honestly couldn't tell you, but I know they've got like 3 to 4 guys on cameras, one on a cell phone. They've got people, all their
Oh,
cameras are tethered, so the photo you take is going up to an editor.
true.
You got people that's all these different roles. Whereas here, and especially in Super Rugby, we're it. So as much as the social world screams for everything, just know that a lot of the time in these Kiwi sports, that there's one person behind that role.
Yeah.
Taking a photo, editing, uploading. So, yeah,
Do you think there should be more?
I reckon it'd be great.
Yeah.
You obviously could capture more, but it's a budget thing, I guess.
Yeah.
It would be awesome, man, to have like someone on long form here, just doing, I guess, sort of what the All Blacks are doing at the moment with their long form series on YouTube. They've got still shooters, they've got video shooters. To have a big team, it allows you to get stuff more out there and to a higher quality as well.
Well, some of the long form stuff that you did at the back end of the Super Rugby was unreal. Like, what was it, like a four sort of week series?
Yeah, so it was a 4-episode series of our finals run.
Yeah.
We knew, like, we wanted to do it, obviously to capture that finals run, and for it to end the way it did, you can't script that.
Yeah.
But awesome that it did. It's a really cool piece that probably hasn't got the recognition it deserves, and that's an example, I guess, of having a bigger team, because it was a lot of my footage. Caleb from Canterbury as well came and shot some stuff, and then we had an editor put them all together, so I didn't have to edit any of those. That's just an example of having a bigger team allows you to do more. Which is the payoff.
And you just got to do the greatest shot ever filmed, running down the tunnel behind the crew.
Yeah,
what a moment that was for you.
Definitely favorite video piece from the year, capturing that shot of the boys running out of the tunnel. Callum had actually shot it before he left. I think it was in our qualifying final. He'd done like a vertical piece where he ran out behind the boys. And I was like, I want to get that same thing for the final, and tucked my camera on a gimbal and ran out behind. I think Jock was the last one at the end, and it was pretty fitting that was his last game as well. But just, following the boys right from the changing room into the darkness of the tunnel and hearing all the sounds of, Tal saying Chiefs out of the field in 30 seconds. And there's always little pieces that make it really cool. And as much as I love a hype reel and some crazy effects, I think some of the best work, I just love the art of it, and some of the best work is just even camera on a tripod, but just capturing and letting it soak in. But yeah, running out to the field behind Jock and fireworks going off, and that full stadium was just unreal. And can tell the grandkids I ran out in the 2025 grand final. So,
Glory days.
glory days. Yeah. So that was an awesome shot, man.
Oh, how good. And what are your plans sort of going forward? Like, obviously, you've done 1 year now.
Yeah, I guess it's trying to find where I can put time into growing everything socially and just get better on the camera as well. Yeah, as I said before, like our focus this year was getting those relationships and trust built. But now I think I can focus on really driving the socials up and focusing more on the TikTok space, and again finding ways that whether it's offloading footage, finding the best way to utilize like other people to help grow it together. But yeah, we got some cool ideas for, pre-season's only a few weeks away. And next year's massive with new stadium, new kit, heritage rounds, 30 years of rugby. Like, it's massive. There's so many storylines, so it can't be a hard year to get content out of,
How good's the new stadium going to be from your perspective?
Game changer, eh?
Yeah.
I've been in there a few times now and seen like the locker rooms and the warm-up areas, the lounges, and obviously like under the roof as well. And man, people whinging about the prices and stuff, but you're going to get what you pay for at that place. Like, it's just unreal. And for me personally, shooting there, it's going to be awesome. Obviously, Apollo's ours, and it's been ours for a long time. But to go into a stadium like that, like having shot in Allianz and Eden Park, like just the lights, it all hits differently when you're shooting in a stadium like that. So I'm so looking forward to it. Eh?
No more cold wind and sideways rain.
Running a t-shirt and not glad rubbish bags over the camera. That's a biggie, man.
Yeah,
like,
you're sorted.
I remember going down to Dunedin, and that was like not having to worry about the weather. Like, awesome.
Yeah.
How good.
Well, we have gone to the Instagram for some questions, and there's about 1 million content creators who have been hanging out for this one. So we'll roll through a few of these. Some of them are quite technical, but you've answered a few of them. Jack Grant, moving on. Big shoes to fill. Ever second guessed yourself? Kind of.
Yeah, I think that's something you, as a creative, you always do it, and you go through waves of, you might put something out, it does really well, and you're like, hell yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, you go through those lows as well, but they're not really there. It's not, there's nothing meaningful to it, because anyone who's in the space, you're here for a reason, and great work, but every creative goes through it, I think.
So now you'd comfortably feel that you're good enough to be doing this job?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And I knew that throughout the year at points as well, but yeah, you might be in the midst of some hard work and constant, like, trying to catch up, and you're like, I'm not built for this, but I'm definitely in the space where I know I'm supposed to be here.
Good to hear. Okay, what does 0 to 80 minutes look like for you?
Yeah, I guess depending on who's around and what we've got going on in the team, but it can be different every game. Like, whether you've got a milestone game, we had a few this year with the likes of Drummy and Dallas, and a few of the boys hitting milestones times. So you might be focusing on that. But otherwise, it's trying to just keep your socials up to date, I guess, with what's going on. Try and deliver that stuff to people that might not be watching the game or not there.
Yeah. How many would you update in a game? Halftime and full-time, or is it more than that?
There's halftime and full-time tiles.
Yeah.
Anytime there's something good, like, there's rules around from Sky around how much you can put out as far as videos and that. But yeah, you're trying to just capture anything that looks different and put it out. I like to try and change things up, give it different views, different angles of stuff. You don't want to be putting the same thing week in, week out. But it's really just trying to tell the story of the game.
Yeah.
Show the crowd, the fans. If you got things happening with partners that have on board for that game in particular, we had like men's mental health round, and we had some different things happening there. So you're really just trying to showcase what that particular game has to offer.
Is there certain players you would look to shoot more of? You mentioned the James O'Connor effect. When you put them on your feed or whatever, you get more. Is there certain players you aim for more than others?
No, I've never really like I'm going to get this person more.
Yeah.
You try and, like, all the boys are there equally. You're trying to showcase them all. And everyone's got their different favorites in the team. So you're just trying to showcase all of them. But having said that, like, Jock does something banging, you hang
You
your
know
head
it's
on
going to
it.
go.
Yeah, you know it's going to go off. Yeah, but any one of there's so much talent in the squad, so any one of those boys can have like an absolute blinder, and yeah, man, it's just celebrate them, eh?
Celebrate them. Love it. Okay. What camera setup do you run?
Well, Crusaders have Canon gear. I personally run Sony. Variety of lenses on that. And yeah, hopefully got some cool things happening with Sony for next season. So yeah, Sony. I love Sony gear. Yeah, it's just what I picked up first. I had a Sony A6400 for my first camera, and ran its paces on that, and then upgraded to an A7 IV when I felt like I'd used what I could out of the A6400, and you upgrade gear when you know something back to front and it's time to upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's pro photographers that could go out with anything and make it look amazing. So it's about knowing what you've got and really learning everything there is to that particular piece of equipment. Hey,
That's cool. Well, this is shot by Sony, so if they want to sponsor What a Lad and Cam as a package, where you go.
Dream result, man. Dream result.
Okay, what's your usual setting in a stadium, e.g. shutter aperture?
Aperture.
And the new stadium, will that affect it?
It will affect it. Again, it changes whether you're in daytime or nighttime, it changes. And the look you're going for, your settings will change. I guess typically the typical sports photo is shot at a higher shutter speed, anywhere from like 640 upwards. But yeah, you're constantly changing settings for different situations. I'm looking forward to like a stadium where there'll still be daylight, but there'll be settings you can get away with in different moments. You've those three are the massive parts of exposing an image properly. So yeah, again, it's just learning what each of them do, what you can get away with to get the look you're after.
Can you look through someone else's content and see that their shutter and stuff was off?
Again, depends on what you're after creatively. You'll see some photos now, like in sports, where it might be someone running with a ball, but everything's blurry.
Oh, yeah,
and that person might have gone for that look. And so in that case, it's a slow shutter. But you can pick up what people have used. For different shots.
Cool. You're a wizard. Okay. Where's the best place to stand when capturing on field?
I think I felt guilty to I would always find myself in the middle of the post at the end of the field. I guess that way it gives you the most room to go either way. But I think, as everyone knows, like some of the coolest shots are those like in the corner, on the boys diving for the corner post. So if you're going to plant yourself there, you're sacrificing maybe a shot happening at the other end of the field. So I like to move around a lot. Again, just me. So I'll roll up and down the sideline sometime to get different looks. I remember when Sevu was on the cusp.
Sevu.
It's the cusp of getting that record
breaker.
He was one away from tying.
About 4 weeks, wasn't it?
4 weeks, man. Every trip, you'd be. I'm like, is this the week, Jimmy? You're like, yeah,
this is the night.
Is the night. And the night he tied it, we were in Sydney, and I can't remember how long into the game it was, but I remember going. I'll go for a walk down the sideline, and I got to halfway. I think maybe Riv's got like an intercept and a turnover and gave it to Sev, and he ran. I was like, unbelievable timing that I'm at halfway and Sev's just got a record. So like following that night, I remember I'm not moving. I'm gonna go just guide with Sev until he gets that record try. I think I guess you're expecting him to get some massive runaway diving shot, but it was that quick little
pick and go,
man. And it's a terrible image I got of it. It's just not what you thought. And there was the whole stop the time to see whether it actually counted. Actually cool.
And then they stopped the they didn't let them kick off so that they could play the montage. Remember, that didn't quite land.
Such an climax moment for that particular moment. But actually, a cool thing I noticed that night, if you go back and look at what time they stopped the clock when he scored that try, it was like 11:14 on the clock, or 14:11, like two jersey numbers he had worn.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, man, that's like meant to be when it's something like that. You know, there's always little pieces, but that was cool. But yeah, definitely not what you thought he was gonna.
The old pick and go. Okay, if you could work with any other sports team in the world, which one would you want to work with?
It would have to be probably the Lakers. I mean, they're not my favorite basketball team, but just to shoot at that stadium over there and photograph LeBron that's like probably up there.
Yeah,
up there between that and Olympic basketball is probably my two. Like
basketball's always been the thing.
Yeah, those would be the two that I'd want to tick off the most. Though.
Fair enough. Hard to argue. Okay, has the attitude to social media changed with players and management in the last few years?
Yeah, I mean, I've been here a year, but even since I've been here, like, I certainly didn't come in like trying to change the game or change what Jack had put in place, but you obviously look around and see how social's growing and what access other sports give to their fans. So I guess for me it was about like trying to just like move the boundaries a little bit, push them out to a point where we're still holding that like Crusaders legacy of being very precious over or protective over like everything we've got in this place, and it's deserved. Like it's just an unreal organization and locker room. So there's a lot that needs to be protected there, but if we don't keep up with the times, we get left behind. So it's just about like trying to push those little pieces out, and some of the boys on board with socials, and you lean into those ones because that's what you're going to get the good content from. But yeah, I think even in a couple of years it'll change again completely. So yeah.
Is all the content that is produced purely on you? You don't have to go through anyone. It's all whatever you want.
Yeah,
free reign.
Yeah, it's up to me to put out what I see fit and creatively.
Yeah,
we've also got an awesome team again in the marketing offices that creates ideas and that. But as far as executing it, like that's sort of on me to execute.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's cool. Do you ever check stuff with players?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like if I'm interviewing them or they're talking about something in particular, I'll always send it to them to say, "Are you okay with what you said here?" Because one small thing and they're not happy with it, like big gutted, eh?
It's that whole trust piece.
It is, 100%. And I think they know that they trust. Like if I don't go to them, that it's all good. But if there's something I'm not sure with, or like where I'd want it to be checked, then I always send it through. Had a couple slip ups through the year with like different sponsors and being shot and things like that. But it wasn't on purpose. It was just learning, part of learning the game here and how everything works. So
that's always a terrible feeling, though.
Oh man,
especially if a player comes to you and says, "Man, what's that all about?" Or why have you put that in there, or something's been taken out of context.
Yeah, like I think the biggie this year was the team song, right? Like, we like this club had never put anything out there like that before. So I started with just pictures of the boys singing, and then you move into chucking like a song over top and put them in slow-mo, getting each other like soaked in water and stuff like that, because that's what people want to see. They want to see that stuff and feel like they're there in the locker room. And so just finding ways that if there's like a hard no on something, just finding a way that we can get around it and not upset anyone and still put some cool stuff out there.
You did well. Okay, how do you get maximum reach and content? Number one tip. What's the secret, mate?
Man, I'm still trying to work that out. It like changes so much, eh?
Yeah.
And I think now, like if you look into it and actually try and work out what it is to do. People will tell you there's that hook, especially with videos, like that first 3 seconds trying to catch someone, hook them into watching longer. Like when you're scrolling, you need to have something different. You need to have someone go, what's this?
Yeah.
Well, what's going on here? What's the next step? So it's definitely like trying to catch people early. And I know I don't do it all the time. Sometimes it's not the goal either, but yeah, it's finding those little hooks at the start of videos is probably the biggie, eh?
That is good advice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. Why does he want to call out Brooke Roscoe and Dan Hooker's 1 minute scraps? Man, how big Dan Hooker's 1 minute scraps going at the moment?
Going off, eh?
And are you keen to fight Brooke?
I'm not. No, I went to the Morning Shift live podcast, the live show they were doing
In Christchurch.
in Christchurch.
Oh, yeah.
It was about a month or so ago now. And yeah, the boys, I think Jordan came out first, Mato and Mark, and they come out with a song and the crowd's going crazy trying to hype the crowd up. And Brooke came out to a song, I think it was an Usher song. He came out holding a rose. And so acting all smooth on stage, and we were sitting quite close to the stage, and he caught eyes with my wife, who was on the edge of like end of an aisle. And I was sitting behind like this pretty big dude in front of me, so I was sort of like tucked away. And Brooke just came up down the aisle and like handed her the rose, and then like looked across at me. He was like, "Oh, bro!" Started like, "Nah, didn't mean it, nah." And it was good. It was a bit of banter back and forth, like for the next few minutes of the show, and like shook his hand. But it was funny, man. It was a funny moment. Izzy Dag was a couple seats back, and I turned around, bro. He was just losing it at me. Eh? He's like, "I'll bring that up with him when I go see him." But no, it's funny. It was funny, man.
Would you fight him? No.
I don't know. Bro, I've probably got weight on him, but he's what, like 6'3", he's longer limbs, man. I'm not fighting Brooke. He's the man.
Well, that's good stuff. Okay. Is part of your role helping players with with their social medias account, not just the team?
It's not part of my role.
Yeah.
But I guess like anyone here, like you're here to help the team. So I had a few boys. I've done a few pieces for different players now, which has been awesome, man. I didn't expect to be doing that. And I guess it comes back to trust again. The boys want you to help them out. So that's been wicked. Big one's Tom's probably. Like,
his YouTube.
Yeah, I remember when I first came in, he sort of said, he's into cameras and he's got a Sony, and we sit down and had a yarn, and he's like, he was a bit on the fence about putting stuff out. I was like, bro, you've got perfect like time platform now to put stuff out. You live a life that a lot of people would love to like have a peek at. And I think it's quite unique for him, like being a dad. He's not out like partying and doing crazy stuff. He's working extremely hard. We're showcasing like him as a father and a husband, and obviously the boys around him. It's a super cool environment, and that's been awesome, like helping him out with this stuff. And he's shooting everything, but I'm putting stuff together for him and editing the vids, so it's been wicked.
Yeah,
I think the end goal is to get him editing, but yeah, even as I was saying before, like it's obviously easy for him as well. It's easier taking a bit of the workload off him, and he just has to shoot it, and I can edit. So yeah, it's been awesome, man. And I hope more of the boys start that sort of stuff, because you just see it happening across sports. And
so many opportunities for it.
Oh, it's massive. And like, I guess the players around the place are starting to see it now, what different avenues it can open up. I don't think a lot of them understand how easy it would be for someone to get some endorsement deals and stuff if they just push little bits. Like, it doesn't have to be massive, and a whole vlog and professional camera. Like, boys with the iPhones could just do so much for them now, and then maybe open up doors in the post footy as well. So although it's not like written in as part of my role, like I feel pretty like there's a bit of a responsibility being that bit older than the boys and trying to help them out find their way.
Might send you my edits.
Bro, you're putting out so much content. I'll be up all night. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Next one. Did you study videography at school or just natural talent?
Nice.
Talent.
Yeah, as I said,
YouTube.
YouTube was the big one, man. Yeah, YouTube University for sure. When I bought that first camera, it was just searching Sony A6400 settings, how to shoot video, and there's so much on there. It's insane. And I've heard people say all the time that what they learn, or especially in the creative space, like what they've learned on YouTube is way more than what they learned at whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not writing that off. Like, I think foundation wise and really like learning the backstory of everything would be great at uni or any course, but it's easy on YouTube, right? You search in exactly your problem and it gives it back to you. But you spend so much time trying to find out, oh, why is this happening? Or so there's a lot of time spent
I
working.
guess AI's gonna change the game too.
It is.
Like in terms of that, people learning it. Like
Yeah. I mean, every camera's got an auto setting as well. So the auto functions on cameras are just getting insane and what they're capable of, what images you're capable of getting off them. But yeah, man, just hours on YouTube is the way to go, I think.
Like it. It's good advice. What's your favorite photo
that I've taken? I had some cool ones. Kiwis play kangaroos.
Oh yeah.
So the cool one of is actually the Kangaroos boys when they were walking back to the sheds. There's 4 of them lined up, and it just the way three of them are looking one way, and there's one player looking the other. It looks pretty cool. But from Crusader season, probably not on field, but there's 2. One of Penn's when we were in Sydney.
Oh yeah.
I was in the locker room, and the way that locker room is set up, there's like a coach's office just off it, and I looked while the boys were getting ready and stuff, and Penn's was sitting there with his legs crossed and just like looked like locked in on the game ahead, and I chucked it in black and white, and it's a really cool shot of like the end of the room, the doorway, Penn sitting in there. There's a little coach's sign on the wall. So I think
That's cool.
Told us a bit of a story about that, what he was up to at that moment. So that was probably one, and then there's another one. I think after our game against the Force, it was kids round, and there's a shot I took of Cody and his daughter walking down the tunnel to the sheds. And yeah, it's I guess like it's not always the masseuse shots on the field that I enjoy getting. It's like capturing these moments for the boys. They've got a certain amount of years in this career, and like to capture those moments with them and family is awesome. But yeah, that shot of Cody holding his daughter's hand walking away it's one of my favorites. So
cool.
yeah, it's awesome. It's such a privileged space to be in, around these people and their lives and what they get up to day to day. So yeah.
I tell you what, my kids love watching the final video that you made that week when they're in the changing rooms dancing, and you've captured all that. They just love watching that. So they've definitely got your views up on that one.
Oh man, that video went off, and yeah, we spoke about it before, but like everyone wanted the team song out, but we kept it in house because of some of the language we use. Well, that is used in the song is what the boys use on field and theming for the year. So that's never gonna. I don't think it will ever go out Crusaders, at the start of the year with all the theming in it. But yeah, it was a cool moment. Obviously, if we hadn't won, it wasn't going out either. So at what point do you put it out? But yeah, to put that whole song out and even then some from years gone by, it was an awesome moment, man. Yeah, still, I think my hat's still soaked in all sorts of liquid from that moment, bro. But that was one hell of a night, man. I won't forget that.
One of the greatest. Okay, last question. Best piece of advice for a Woodlad listener?
For a Woodlad listener and anyone trying to get into the space, I think is just if you've got like a passion or something you love doing, just get after it. Be a good person and work hard. Like your skill can only take you so far, and especially in this game. And in creative world and sports. Like, I mean, I see like 14 to 15, 16-year-olds that are just absolute guns and making all this 3D work now, and you think, man, my job's going to these kids,
Yeah.
but like you've got to be yourself and got to be a good person as well. Having the skill will take you so far. So yeah, work hard, put those hours in, because it does take a long time to get there. And yeah, man, it'll take care of itself from there.
Well, you certainly are a good person, sir. Man, it has been an honor to get you on. What a story. Like, I knew parts of it, but I didn't realize how heavy some of that police stuff was for you to go through and where you've got to now, and to have you in the Crusaders environment last year. What an addition, and the content you were putting out was just so good. So it's been so good to get you on and be able to share your story.
Thank you, bro. And likewise, man, like it's obviously awesome seeing these rugby stars and people around the game that, you know, come and tell their stories, and hearing them has just been awesome. But, you know, shining the light on some of the other parts of life that you do, it's wicked, bro. So thank you for having me here, man. Privileged.
You are a lad. Well, there you have it. Thanks to Betcha for bringing you this episode. If you enjoyed it, please let me know what you thought of it in the comments.